안녕하세요. Okay, so welcome to the third stage of the Story World meditation system, or I call it brain training system. I don't like to call it meditation because we're not really just sitting. There's different stages that we have to do different things. So it's actually a brain training system, not really, where meditation is only one part of it. Now the third stage is one of the hardest stage. Okay. You have to be very, very experienced with stage 1, the meditation, and stage 2, the walking, to be able to do stage 3 successfully at all. What is stage 3? Ooh, here I am in a lovely restaurant in Istanbul, Turkey, eating my favorite Turkish food, mantu. Ooh. Okay, now, stage 3 of the Story World brain training system is about eating. What about eating? Conscious eating. See, when most of us eat, especially lunch during office hours, right? When you have lunch, when you're eating, aren't you always like 100% in the story world? Your body is automatically eating. You honestly don't know what's the taste because all the while you're in the story world trying to solve the problems that you have to solve in the afternoon or tomorrow or even next year. You just keep staying in the story world. And if there are friends around, even worse, you share your story. And therefore everybody share the story world of destruction, of COVID, of pandemic, of world destruction. And you do nothing but stress yourself out. Because at this moment of time, food is the holiest thing in the world and you completely ignore it. This is the real world. Food is the real world. But you live in the story world. So in order to train your brain, now to really focus on the food, this is what we do. First of all, see, when the food comes, you have to understand one thing. Food is super holy. Try going without food for one day and you'll understand how much you love the food. How when you get the first taste of food, how much love and compassion you feel, the warmth of the world, you know. But when you're not hungry and you're eating, see, you ignore it completely and you live in the story world. See, this is the thing. Understand this. This food in this plate right now took millions of years to get to this point. You have to appreciate this fact deeply. Meditate on this fact, no? That all this mantu, the guy who opened this restaurant, what it took for him to open this restaurant, how he grew up, how his parents gave birth to him, how his parents came about, and therefore how for millions of years back to the first aid led to this guy who opened this restaurant in the first place, so that I can be here eating this in the first place. Then we talk about the guy serving, same thing. You have traced his lineage all the way down millions of years to the first monkey, so that he can be here serving me this meal. And now you look at every single ingredient in this meal, from the flour, the vegetables, the food. All the vegetables trace its lineage to here, okay, from the very first seed of this plant millions of years ago. And then someone started a plantation, and then in fact the guy who started the plantation, his whole lineage, if it didn't exist, the plantation wouldn't exist. So everything that ends up resulting in this is millions of years of complex karma. Okay? And this fact alone should make you look at your food and go like, wow, like this is how long and how much this took to be on my table. It's not because you paid however much, I haven't even paid for this, I could eat and walk away. I haven't paid, right? So it's not because you paid, it's because of it took that long to be here. And this fact alone, before you eat, you want to get into this mindset, not to go through this whole story. It's a long story, okay? Then your food gets cold. Like right now it's getting cold. Let me eat one. Oh, so nice. So, but when the food is served, take time, just take a few seconds to look at the food, look at its texture, and remember, wow, this is how far you've come, and I really thank you for it. Feel that love and appreciation and gratefulness rise up in your chest. And then do what Koreans and Japanese do. 잘 먹겠습니다. Thank you. I'm gonna enjoy you right now. Okay? Just why Japanese and Koreans they say 잘 먹겠습니다, itadakimasu, to start the meal with appreciation. This allows you to focus in on the food itself. Now, step 2 is this. Right now, see, in the meditation stage, you're only using your ears. In the walking stage, you're using your eyes and your ears and your feeling. Right now, you want to use everything, even your taste. Take the food, put it in your mouth. Now, feel with every taste and every texture. While still hearing everything that's going around you, smell the aroma of the food coming out from your nostril. I understand that this food took millions of years to be here to become part of your body. What you eat becomes part of your body. So it is only fair that they make the ultimate sacrifice for you. You give it its full attention as it go from your mouth into your stomach. Wow! Suddenly the food tastes just so damn good, and the story world don't exist at all. You exist right now in this point of time in a gourmet heaven where there's only fragrance, nice food, there's no stress, nothing. If you can maintain in this moment and finish this meal, you would have completed stage 3 of the story world meditation system. It's not easy. Most people take 1 or 2 bites consciously, and then afterwards you forget the taste. When you forget the taste, that's when you know you're in story world. And then you catch yourself. First, your brain is very cunning. It will first lie to you by giving you a thought about, you start to think about this food. That's the problem starts, right? When you start to think about this food, it starts to relate and link to other things that eventually take you from here all the way outside into the story world. And then you fly away, right? And then your body becomes a meat automatic robot again. Right? So this is what the brain does to you. In order to lure you back into the story world. You are like, so now you like food, huh? Okay, let me give you something about food and lure you back into the story world. You need to be very aware of this. And once you can maintain this awareness, even when eating, you have completed being able to be in the real world while sitting down, being in the real world while walking, being in the real world while eating. And that is already a huge achievement. You will have gotten rid of at least 50% of all the stress in your life. Of course, this is just only the beginning. Yes, this is only the beginning. There is much deeper levels to the story world brain training system, which I'll share as we go along. Right? Try it now. I'm gonna have my meal. 잘 먹겠습니다.